Hope that's not how the whole day goes. We had a frozen break on the truck this morning and she's free now, but today's gonna have a little adventure in it. We can smell it. Stay tuned. Well, it's going to be an adventure-filled day, we think. Like I say, you can smell it in the air already. Frozen brakes on the truck. And we have a new telehandler to play with. We just got familiar with the last one that Noble Equipment let us try. It was a 532/60. Well, they sold that unit just as we were getting good on it. And now we have a 542/70. So one size up, a bit more horsepower, a bit up for frame size. Let's see if we're as good on this one as we got practiced up on the other one. It's a cool, crisp morning here, and let's get some work done. First load of the day is getting tied down. There's going to be quite a few loads today, so won't bore you with tying down every bale, but so we've got this truck, we got another one of our trucks, which is a 1 ton of gooseneck, and then a cousin of mine that we're hiring as a contractor to come help as well. So there will be three trucks on our end, plus the client that's buying this material. They're sending a 1 ton of gooseneck as well. So there could be up to 4 trucks getting loaded today at any one given time. So it never fails. It would have been nice to maybe do this last week, but you got to go when you can go. So there will be a lot of material moving today, and stay tuned. It's going to be an adventure. We've got the tow straps and chains and everything ready to go because it's cool now. It's -4, -5, but it's going to warm up, and when it does, this isn't going to look so easy. Well, holy smokes, we knew we were on borrowed time here this morning trying to get an early start. It's kind of silly, but we can't even get some momentum. As soon as the truck stops, it creates a little bit of an indent. In the end, we're still getting lots of work done here. 3 trucks going, but as long as we don't have to chain up, it's all good. We still have the telehandler here, obviously, to be giving us some nudges as we need it to. All right, so as you guys probably saw in some drone footage, there's lots of bales being moved here. It's cold. We want it to stay this temperature. If it gets any warmer, we're in trouble. We got lots of tow straps, but we don't want to use them. So we got 3 trucks going right now, and hopefully there's a 4th on the way. So this field's going to get hammered out. This is the last of the barley silage that we've got to do. The rest is still just oat silage, and there'll be lots more hauling. But we thought this day might have a little bit of an adventure tied to it, just due to +5-degree temperatures. And we might be playing in the mud here by this afternoon. We're gonna stop here for a coffee and a donut. Thank you to Kaio. And let's go play in the snow. Huh. 4 low, let's go. Ain't enough to go. We're stuck again. We'll see if the telehandler's up for another win. Let's see if the telehandler can push this beast.
Just an absolute stuck fest today.
Well, it's warmed up and now we got kind of that good snowball snow on top of wet grass. And she's too slick. Gonna have to pull this thing right out of here for the day, or for this load. Frustrated. Hashtag frustrated. You can only do what you can do. We got brand new all season Michelin tires on that truck. Lots of siping. They've typically been pretty good on ice, but there's something about wet grass. Gets you every time. Never any shortage of excitement. Hauling silage, hauling hay, hauling anything, trucking of any type in the snow or the mud, whatever, less than ideal conditions. At some point the work just still needs to get done. So as much as we'd like to wait for some nicer days, this is our first snowfall for the year. As much as we'd like to wait for some nicer days, we sell our feed commercially, and all of our clients are in a mad rush and dash to get the feed in their yard. You know, don't get me wrong, everyone loves having the feed in their yard because it's a tick off the list, off the to-do list. But this year is a little bit different in regards to that. People aren't just in a hurry for their own reason or lack of a reason, but the drought this year has been so brutal that there are people, there's horse people, cattle people, livestock people of every different shape and size that don't have any pasture. People are grazing cropland and grazing things that don't typically get grazed as much because there's just no pasture. And a bunch of the people we've been selling our silage to are already feeding silage. So they're already into their winter feeding rotation. It's gonna be a long winter for those guys. My heart goes out to them. Good thing cattle prices and commodity prices are high, but there's still just not enough feed, so feed prices are unfortunately high too. Come on, girl. Come on. So we're a little more than half done hauling all our silage, and already, like we say, people have already been feeding it out primarily to cattle right now, and it's kind of neat. We've already been getting some pretty positive feedback. We not to sound arrogant, we knew we would because silage is such a palatable feed, but we've been selling silage to some people that have never fed silage before to their herd. You know, cattlemen, beef cattlemen, obviously everybody knows what silage is, but a lot of people haven't had first-hand experiences with it, feeding it, or maybe to their herd. Maybe their herd hasn't had it before. And anyway, we've been hearing some feedback that everything that's been fed so far is very well liked from them old cow-calf operations. Everyone's really liking the feed, and well, everyone by the name of cattle. They're really liking the feed, and one of our clients even put out some green feed and hay. And out of hay, green feed, and silage, once those cattle took a sniff, they wouldn't even eat the hay and the green feed, which obviously they will when they're hungry enough. but they went first to the silage, and then they cleaned up the silage right down to the dirt. So obviously they were feeding it out on a pasture, and the pasture grass that was standing, they ate everything right down to the dirt just to try and get every last mouthful of that silage. So that was kind of a cool one to hear. Super happy for everybody. I'm glad this new investment we made is going to work out for guys like that and people like that. Everyone's pretty excited for us to have that baler. So who knows, maybe one day you'll start to see more silage balers in this country. Right now there aren't many. There might be one or two or three, but this Krone wrapper baler combination, we are the only one in this area that has one at this time. So who knows, maybe you'll start to see more of them around. Sharp one. Not only is it icy and muddy and slick, and still got to back in where you need to go. Reversing. Do a quick hazard assessment here. It's icy, muddy, might be slippery. Watch your step. My friends Harry and Lloyd said it best. You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? We have way too many different straps in this truck. 3-inch hay straps, 2-inch hay straps, 4-inch hay straps. It's always kind of a hard thing. You want to use the right thing for the job, but your toolboxes are only so big, and then they get destroyed after a couple days of hauling. We were just looking at this here this morning. Like I say, these straps are fairly new to us. We usually run either 2 or 4-inch straps, but for these silages we need the extra strength, so the 3-inch was the right size. So we ordered these up from our friends at Canyon Rigging. But check this out. So these are the 4-inch straps here that we use for hay and green feed. 4-inch strap with a 6,000 pound working load limit, and the 3-inch is only at 5,000. It's crazy. I would have thought the extra inch of strap would have given you a ridiculous amount more in strength, but no, an extra 3,000 pounds braking strength. So it's kind of neat. Those are way easier to throw. We might start running these 3-inch. Might start running these 3-inch a little bit more often. They'll save me a rotator cuff for sure. Is it just me, or is that sad? You know, they're not new. We've already hauled a few hundred bales with them here this fall, but they get sloppy, muddy. They ain't new no more. This hoodie was new yesterday too. My wife says I'm hard on things in regard to clothing. probably. All right, we're just shy of 100 bales delivered here for the morning, and we're heading back for more. Not sure if that's more bales or more misery. Thank you everyone for helping this morning, but how do I count? Are these my hands? Okay, so 3 stucks once we were working in the field. On the way to the field this morning, number 4, we had some frozen brakes on the trailer. We had run it and done our pre-trip last night and still went through things this morning and just could not get this one brake to release. So a frozen brake that delayed us by an hour this morning. And then 5, we kind of bent up our license plate a bit, towing her out that one time. 6, well, here we are, we're hot and sweaty messes, and we pull into the truck. We need some airflow. We turn on the heat and the defrost, and wouldn't you know it, the windshield cracks. There was a chip there, but I had actually had it fixed a couple years ago, and that chip had never spread. But I don't know if it was the way the truck was parked in the sun, and then we turned on the defrost, but she's cracked, and she's gonna be cracking here pretty bad, I'm sure, throughout the day. So it's always something. What are we up to, 6 or 16 things? And it's only lunchtime. Let's go.